I hate that I'm so dark. Hey guys, and thank you for coming to tonight's author chat. We are here today with Candace Robinson and her book, Lyrics and Curses, and I'm so excited to have her on, and I love your purple hair. The hair is amazing. I actually have my husband over here scrounging for the copy of the book that she will be back with co-author Amber Duell for their book 10, which is it a reimagining or retelling of The Wizard of Oz?
It's kind of like, I guess it's a retelling. Well, because it's like her going back to Oz. So sort of like Return to Oz, but she's obviously adult. She's not a child.
It's like, I wanted to show you guys this cover because they will be coming back in December for that book, and it is so beautiful, but I don't remember what I did with it. I've lost it. It is MIA, and apparently my husband just left, so he gave up trying to look for it. But it's gorgeous. Go online, look at the cover because it's beautiful. All right, guys, as usual, if you guys have any questions, toss them into the live chat wherever you happen to see it. If for some reason YouTube is not allowing you to post the live chat, you can tweet it out to Instagram or tweet it out to Twitter, excuse me. DM me on Instagram or wherever you need to do so, and I will find it. Just make sure you tag me. And without further ado, we're going to get this show on the road. Okay, so of course, tell us a little bit about you and your journey to becoming an author.
So, okay, well, I'm Candace Robinson, obviously. I write pretty much mainly paranormal, dark fantasy. Everything I write usually has, some romance and stuff like that. And I've always pretty much wanted to be an author, but I didn't actually start writing till about 2016. Because stuff kept getting in the way, and I'm just like, well, I'll just write later and later and later. And then finally I was just like, okay, let me write.
Awesome. And how many books have you currently published?
I'd have to count. At least more than 10, I'd say, at least.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that. Where have I been? Been under a rock somewhere hiding. So we actually have somebody that had emailed me a list of questions because they were going to be working and they wanted to make sure that I got them. So thank you so much for doing that, because I know if you put stuff into YouTube before the show actually starts, it has a tendency to eat the questions. So thank you for that. So I'm going to be adding those in here. Okay, so first off, of course, why did you choose a book set in the 80s?
Okay, so, well, I debated for a while because, I wanted something definitely with no cell phones. At first, I was actually going to do early 2000s because that's whenever I graduated. But I just love the 80s so much. It's like my favorite decade. So I like 50s would have been my next option, but just, 80s is just so cool. So that's why.
It kind of makes sense to do, like, I think in time periods where you have nothing, like the internet and no cell phone usage and stuff, it kind of makes things a little bit easier because, you can't just, grab your phone and text somebody, hey, come help me, I'm being eaten by a monster. No. It's like you either have to go find them or find a landline to get contact between people, or like page them or something, and then hope they happen to see it.
Well, that's right, because I watch a lot of, like horror movies, and it's like I don't see really how they're going to do a lot of it, like modern day wise, just because with cell phones and stuff, it's just, it's too.
Nobody's getting away with that.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just going to sit here and stream this to YouTube while you kill me, done deal. They know who you are. They've seen your face. Nobody's getting away with that one. Let's see, we have a comment saying, hi, Candace, I'm so excited to read this gorgeous book. I have to say, I love the cover to this one.
Yay.
Do you have a schedule for writing?
So I usually do. I tried during the week when my daughter's at school. I feel like I write best in the morning, so I try to do it in the morning, like right after I drop her off, and because I have to have quiet. Like I know some people can write in like coffee shops and stuff like that, but I just it's got to be complete. Like even if my daughter's home or my husband's home and they're in another room, it's like I know they're there, so it's easy when I'm by myself.
Right. See, I do that a lot with reading. I either have to have a lot of noise or it has to be completely silent. That's why I like reading in the car, because it's usually quiet in the car.
Yeah.
Like I had like 2 hours of uninterrupted reading time in the car today, which was amazing. It's so nice to have just complete silence. Let's see here. Oh, somebody else, Kristen says, in most horror movies, they disable the cell phone or the cell phone service early on, which, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot. That's true.
Let's see, here's another question. Candace, what were some of your biggest 80s influences while writing this book?
Okay, well, definitely music, the 80s music, of course, like David Bowie, Kate Bush, Prince. Mainly David Bowie was the biggest influence for that and the sequel. Of course, I don't know, 80s movies, you know, Pretty in Pink, like on the contemporary side. Even, what was that 80s movie, but like mirror-wise, like if I have to think mirror-wise, I don't know, Candyman, but that wasn't really 80s, but had the mirror influence.
It works. Okay, so early on in this book, which made me crack up laughing, you have the main character talking about how she owes her sister's toys because she has decapitated Ken and Barbie. Do you have something against Ken and Barbie? Were you decapitating your toys when you were growing up?
I did not, but I did. Probably you probably did that too. Like I did always cut off Barbie's hair, like, you know, just super short. But I never decapitated.
I never did that growing up. I sold all of them off to like a resale store, and I had like the gem with like the light up earrings and everything, and it still worked. And they were like really surprised like how pristine everything looked, because they were all like the really cool ones. So
awesome.
I never cut any of that stuff off. I know kids that did. You'd have see like Barbie with like a shaved head.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So what was your inspiration for the mirror realm? I know there were mentions of Alice in Wonderland going through the looking glass. So was it inspired by Alice or more of a far realm?
Okay, so actually, the mirror dimension came because whenever I was younger, I wasn't afraid of ever like horror movies because I watched them earlier on, but I don't know, something about the mirrors, like I always had kind of a fear that like there was something on the other side, that there, you know, like our reflections, like maybe had a personality, or, you know, there was always, but I mean, I was young, obviously, but I don't know, and that always stuck with me until I was like, I guess a story came around that.
Hey, you are not wrong. Okay, I've been pagan for over 20 years. The first thing I do in any house, all of the mirrors get sealed. You know, mirrors, they are full-on portals, you know, so do not think that your child self was wrong. It was right. Mirrors can be good. They can also be pretty evil. Let's see. Oh, I love what Kristen says, that guilty. My Barbies were Amazons and Ken was an unfortunate trespasser into their domain. That's awesome. I love it. Somebody else says, I love all the vinyl and Walkman usage. Definitely nostalgia. I mean, I was born in the 80s, but so I really grew up in the 90s, but still, I mean, it had a lot of that nostalgia that you get from time period pieces, which is really great, especially when it's, you know, around the time that you grew up. Let's see. So this is a series. How many books are going to be in this series?
There's actually just 2, so it'll be a duology.
Nice. And how long do we have to wait for the second book?
So it actually comes out March 17th. I just put the new date up, and the cover will be revealed on Tuesday.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so
excited.
Yeah.
So do we stay in the 80s, or have we bumped like to the next decade?
We'll be staying in the 80s, but we'll mainly be in a different dimension.
Oh, fun. I think that would have been really cool at Stranger Things if they would have had like a complete, season of them being all stuck in the under. That would have been creepy. It would have been so creepy.
Speaking of Stranger Things, I wish season 4 would hurry up already.
It's like by the time it comes out, I'm going to have to rewatch all the other ones again to watch the new one. I've had to do that so many times with things. I'm like, wait, how did this end? I don't remember. It's crazy. I was like, do we ever figure out who is in control of Butterfly and the Masked Man?
You'll find out more in the sequel.
Like, no spoilers here. Let's see. And there's also mentions of kings and queens. Will we find out who they are?
Yes. Yeah.
Much excited. Okay, let's see. Will we get to see more of the Mirror Realm and the mysterious place where Lenny and Ridley disappear to?
Yep.
Since I'm guessing book 2 is on nothing but the other realm.
Yeah, okay. And it'll be from, their perspectives.
I love that you did that, though, that you stuck with the dual perspectives, because it really does give you like a well-rounded view of everything that's going on and how each of them is experiencing things, in themselves, which you don't really usually get in books. It's either in one person's perspective or the other, and you usually don't get two if they're that close together. So it was really nice. Let's see. Music was obviously a main theme for the story, and how much of an impact had in Lark and Auden's life. Do you feel that music has a big impact on our daily lives?
I think it does. Well, I mean, as an adult, especially now, it's like, I don't know, not as big as it was, but like as a teen, like that was my, like go-to. Like I actually didn't get into reading till later on in life, but music was my go-to, like all the time. Like in school, I would have back then it was like the CD Walkman thingy. And, I would get home and I was kind of a loner, I guess, sometimes. So I'd go in my room and just listen to music all the time. So that's why, like I know a lot of people might not get that how much they love music and why, but like I was that kid that needed it,
Right. Oh, I understand that. At like 10 and 12 and stuff, I had my own room. So it's like I just go in there, turn up the stereo or whatever I had playing. I don't even remember what I had at that point. But, and just rearrange my room and clean and just stay in there for hours on end dancing around. My mom would like peek in, like, what are you doing? It's like, oh God, your room's like spotless. She's like, okay, just close the door. Go away. I think music really does play. I mean, especially now with COVID and everything going on, I think music has really, really helped a lot of people and stuff, stay kind of sane at this point. Let's see, what is your favorite artist and favorite song?
Oh, man, okay, so I'd have to go with The Cure. Like, well, if we're going 80s, probably like The Cure or Pat Benatar. Newer wise, I like Churches a lot. I don't think I have a favorite song. Maybe Invincible by Pat Benatar. It's probably one of my favorites. Running Up the Hill by Kate Bush is another one.
See, I love the reference to the 80s style of clothing. When you were growing up in the 80s, did you dress more like Lark or her sister Paloma?
Well, I'm actually a 90s kid. I was born in 85, so I didn't get to...
Oh, so I'm older than you are.
Yeah. So, when in the 90s, I pretty much, I don't know. Do you remember Gadzooks? Do you remember that store at the mall?
No, I don't think I do.
No? Okay, well, I'd say in junior high, like I would shop there a lot, and they had like, I don't know, they had like band shirts there too, but they also had like cool dresses and stuff, like vinyl dresses and a bunch of, I don't know, cool stuff.
Well, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I was born 82, so I'm like what, 3 years older, or no, yeah, 3 years older than you, 2 years older than you. I'm something like that. Yeah. I don't think I remember much growing up because we moved all over the place. So I was everywhere between Florida and Ohio. So it's crazy.
They had. Do you remember like the Jinko jeans and stuff like that? Like
Those I think I remember.
I had the Jinko jeans in junior high. So.
Somebody else said the Spencers of the early 90s.
Yeah.
It gets really sad when you start seeing, you know, like you predate Google and stuff, and it's like, oh God, I feel so old. It's like when you realize that you haven't been in high school for like almost 30 years, it's like, oh God, I'm old. Let's see. Check here for questions. Sorry guys if I kind of snap up here for a little bit because I am checking all the social medias and stuff for questions. Let's see. Everyone seems to be handling COVID differently. Has it helped you write more or less?
Definitely less. Because when it first started happening in March, you know, my daughter had to be home from school. So
right.
I didn't really write a lot then. And then summer, I normally take off most of the time because she's off anyway. So, and then she finally went back in September. So I've been still not really writing. I'm only doing the co-author stuff with Amber. So we're actually working on the third Fairies of Oz book right now.
Oh, wow, you guys are just booking it with that, huh?
Yeah, we're trying to pretty much like rapid release them.
Mm-hmm.
So the sequel is actually pretty much done. And just we need to finish up the editing.
Oh, wow. Excited. I love that cover so much. Out of all the books that I've seen you guys release between Amber and you, I mean, that is like my all-time favorite cover from you guys. Like seriously, that cover is just like, I want a poster. I need a poster of that to shove on the wall because it is just so pretty. So pretty. I wish I had like mad animation skills because it would be so cool to like actually animate that whole thing completely. So pretty. So pretty. See, so what have you been reading this year, and is there anything that you would recommend that we definitely need to pick up?
Oh, I read recently I read Kingdom of the Wicked, which I really liked. Natalia Jaster's just released Kiss the Fae, and that one was pretty good. I don't know. Those are the two off of my head that I can recall. Among the Beasts and Briars was pretty good. I don't know if you read that one.
Not yet. I know that it's coming in one of the book boxes that I have. So
oh, nice.
Excited. So are you looking forward to anything?
Just in general, or?
Yeah, just like stuff that's coming out.
Oh, Cardin's book. I already
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the Folk of Air or something or other.
Yeah.
I got so lucky. I got so beyond lucky. I got to get the special box from Owlcrate that they're releasing for that. And I got to grab one of those. And I am like, yes!
That's so awesome.
That series was so good.
Besides that one, what's the third book? The third book in the A Curse So Dark and Lonely series.
Oh yeah,
because that's coming out.
A vow so something. Oh my God, I love Bridget. I should know this. I have this book. Go pop over to the Kindle app.
Oh yeah.
I love the covers to those things. If you pre-order that right now, you can get a patch, which is like they're speaking to my soul for that one. Well, if this thing ever decides to work, hope it's dead. I don't know. I swear, like everything updates and then everything just dies. Oh, A Vow So Bold and Deadly. That looks really good. It's really, really good. Let's see. So how have you been writing so much? Because it feels like you've been writing a lot. Because like you've got this one coming out, and then you have 10 coming out, and then you guys have almost finished book 2, and now you're almost finished with book 3.
So some of these that I'm releasing, I've had for a while. Like I have another one coming out, like Music and Mirrors, well, the sequel, and then I have the Bone Valley come out next year too. Like all these I already had kind of written, but I decided to mainly go like indie now. So I'm just like, well, I'm just gonna release pretty much everything. But so but with 10 and we start Crow, I think in July, and we finished the first draft in August. So I guess, you know, we just pretty much write our chapters, but they're not super long. I think the 10 series, they're all like about 60K each. So they're not like 100K.
Right. It's not like that.
Yeah, I can't write super long books.
I heard a lot of authors say that. A lot of authors say that. Who is it? She was on the show. I don't remember. Oh God, I don't remember what her name is. But she wrote "When Life Gives You Demons." I think Jennifer something. I do not remember for the life of me. But yeah, like all her books are around like 200-ish pages, like 50 pages. I'm just like, I can't write anything longer than that. Even if I try, it ends there. I'm done. And it just magically happens to be that many pages. I was like, I think that's kind of nice though, because I mean, if you can get a full story out of that, you know, many pages, I mean, that just makes it better for you, because then it's not super long and it's not super short. It's just, you know, in that nice middle area. Because I know a lot of people that they don't like books that are, you know, like extremely long, because they just want to be able to read it, finish it, and move on to the next one. They don't have time to sit there and read like an 800-page book. And it's like me, I read everything. So give me the big books, especially if it's something I love. Then it's like, you know, Jennifer Honeyborn. Thank you, Kristen. I'm like this crazy person that just wants to read all these massive books. See, how did you come to create Lark and Auden? Is it Auden?
Yeah.
Okay, they seem so different but similar, and the story about them just blew me away.
So Lark, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Whenever I start writing, I just like the personalities kind of just come to me. Like I don't know beforehand like exactly what they're going to be like until I start writing them. And Lark just came out, I guess kind of more snarky, you know, Auden, a little more closed in, and, you know, just needed to open up, you know, more as this story progressed. But that's like with all my character, or even like with Amber, like when we write the 10 stuff too, or, you know, I've co-written too with Gerardo, and I don't know, I just got to start writing and then they just come naturally, I guess.
I love the name though, because it's Lark is my oldest. Her dog's name is Lark.
Oh, that's awesome.
See, you have created worlds, done paranormal and more. Do you think you will ever create a superhero? Ooh, that would be interesting.
Man, I feel like, well, I think Kristen's on here. I feel like Kristen could do superhero stuff. Like, I don't know. I don't think I could, unless it was like had like horror elements maybe. But I don't think I could write a straight superhero book.
See, Donna says you write the best characters, and Kristen sent an emoji. I'll post it up there.
Dude, Donna helped me pretty well too with this one, because she beta read it early on, and so she helped me pretty good.
See, Kristen says, yeah, but superheroes more like The Boys. Oh, there you go. I could see you doing that. The snarky superheroes that just don't care. Let's see. So what's next for you after you finish this series and the 10 series? Do you have anything else lined up, or?
So I have in October, it's a standalone dark fantasy titled, or it's a new adult titled The Bone Valley. and I'm really excited about that one because that's probably, I think, my favorite book I've written. I love everything I've written, just because you put all your heart in it. But yeah, that one just has a special spot.
Nice. And can you tell us anything about that one?
So I would say, well, the blurb's already up on Goodreads, but it's pretty much, I would say, it's multiple point of view, and I would say it has Tim Burton-ish vibes meets Guillermo del Toro-ish.
That's an awesome combination.
So, and there's romance, of course. So, but I don't want to give too much away. Even the
right, yeah, don't give too much away. Well, that sounds very exciting. Well, it looks like that is all of the questions today. Guys, make sure to tune back in December 11th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when Candace comes back with Amber Duell. She is the author of the Sandman Trilogy and a few other books that I loved. And come and see us again while we talk about 10. And I wish I could have shown you guys that book. I'm going to have to find it now because it's got to be over there. My husband must have just missed it because it's over there. I know it's over there in my massive stack of hoarded books. Again, guys, join us next week, November 20th at 5 p.m. for Danica Stone and her series, Fall of Night. That is not the series title, though, just so you know. That is just the title of book one. I completely forgot what the series title is called. And, of course, check out the site for all of our upcoming shows and links to RSVP for each one. And if you haven't, check out the lineup for 2021 because we have filled up the calendar for January and February. It is amazing. All of these amazing authors are coming on, and we might be having one author coming on added to next month's schedule for December. Fingers crossed. She's one of my favorite authors that she just released 2 books this year. It's from Entangled Teen. I will not tell you who it is, but you can probably guess. It's Twilight-ish. We'll give a little sample of that as a slight guess, and really excited if she does come on because I completely screamed in the car when the publisher emailed me about that. So fingers crossed that happens, and thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you share it, order Candace's books, and we will catch you next time. Bye.